lives and who falls. Jokers and fools, queens and kings, they'll take to the stage on invisible strings. Once in my castle, their roles are assigned, their fates in the game, forever entwined. Under cover of night, the traitors will slay. Can a faithful fight back, or be the next play? Till death do us part, in shadows they hide. Murder and treachery, secrets and lies. They'll all stop at nothing for the ultimate prize. All are mere puppets in the world of the traitors. From the meek to the fierce, pawns to dictators, bound by the strings of the silent orchestrators. Every move, every breath, a twisted decree, a game of betrayal. No one's truly free. Till death do us part, in shadows they hide. Murder and treachery, secrets and lies. They'll all stop at nothing for the ultimate prize. All are mere puppets in the world of the traitors. Who can you trust when the darkness descends? The blade in the back, the whispers of friends. The court is a theater, the blood-stained stage, a dance of deception, a war in a cage. Till death do us part, in shadows they hide. Murder and treachery, secrets and lies. They'll all stop at nothing for the ultimate prize. All are mere puppets in the world of the traitors. Come friend, come foe, come one, come all, to the highlands to see who lives and who falls. Jokers and fools, queens and kings, all are mere puppets on invisible strings.
Hello. Hey, Sunshinery. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I should never pick up IG right at the end of the intro. That song is really growing on me.
Oh, I sing it now every time.
I do too. I do too, little bits and pieces. It's so funny. Hey, sweets.
We need to
Hello.
send it to Alan. Alan, we need it this next year, please.
Right. How is everybody doing? Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us for episode 9 of the Traitors. I believe it was called The Silent Assassin.
Yes.
Murder.
And what we found out too is that literally there's one episode left before then the finale episode and the reunion.
Yep, so next week is the penultimate, and then the following week they're doing the finale episode along with the reunion the same night. So there's only 2 weeks left after this.
I thought we had so many more weeks left.
I know, it's like crazy that, well, I guess it's the first week of March, and it's crazy that we're that close to the
I
first of
know.
March. Like already almost like this year's flying by already. It's only 2 months.
I know. We're going to be on the third month.
I know.
Then my
Crazy.
birthday, then summer, then before we know it, it'll be Thanksgiving, Christmas. Oh, I hate it. It just flies
Right.
by.
So we had it was a very I guess exciting week depending on how you wanted the episode to go. It was either a really 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 crappy episode or a really really good episode, but
Yeah,
either way it was still a good episode.
it was. Especially because we got to see our two girls, Kate and Parvati. They looked awesome. I loved their outfits. They were the queens of this episode.
They are both just really funny. They've got really good one-liners, both of them, and they both
They do.
yes, they were awesome. We
They
had
made my whole Thursday.
We also had some amazing looks from Tom. Just real quick,
Yes.
we had this face, and then we had this face. some good looks from Tom, along with some great looks from. Okay, so this week was seriously, I cannot even. First of all, I was cracking up. Hey, Nurse Jen, I was cracking up at what Pippi's probably saying about Alan's hair this week and the
Oh
lollipop
my gosh.
of it all.
Yes. I love that little like ponytail that he had going on, but I loved the crown more, the
I
chest piece crown.
hated the ponytail. It was horrible. It was very like lollipop guild or very the Whovilles of the Christmas Who's of Whoville
Yes.
is what it reminded me of. But it was all worth it for that chest piece headband and that red and white picnic checkered. I loved those pants. I loved how they kind of draped and like the half kilt of it. And then I loved all of his
Yes.
looks except for the lollipop guild. And I just couldn't help but giggle at whatever Pippi was saying about. I couldn't even imagine. She
I was just
probably
shocked that
loved.
Lala didn't have a better outfit.
I know they didn't really do much with Lala this week. They could have even done her hair like that.
Or put like a chest piece little crown on her. I don't know.
Both. And giving her a little sparkly checkers at the end or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
My goodness. Okay, so Pee Wee Herman, yes, he was still very giving. He looked like
Totally.
he did kind of look like Pee Wee's Funhouse in a way.
He did. He did.
That's so funny. I'll give you Pee Wee this week, Peppy.
Oh my gosh.
All right, well, let's get into this episode.
Ah, yes, it was crazy. Well, we started off with them in that turret, still not sure on what they were going to do.
Right.
His little hairdo.
Yeah, flipping through them all, flip them again, but yeah.
I love it.
I love that suit, man. Oh my god, I love it.
That was the best look I think he's had so far.
I agree, except for the Lollipop Guild, that freaking
Yes.
suit. And I think it's like any man could wear that and make it hot.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah.
So,
Heidi, I know, me too.
oh my gosh.
Yes, we'll start in the turret, as Jackie was saying.
I was so mad at Danielle too. But yeah, so Carolyn and Danielle are still not coming to an agreement on what to do. And Danielle is just ready to recruit Brittany as a traitor, but Carolyn does not want her because that's Danielle's bestie, and she would literally be setting herself up to get murdered. And I kind of agree with Carolyn. I do.
100% would be. It would be crazy for Carolyn to allow that because 100% they would have just taken her that way. Danielle wanted Carolyn gone. I mean,
Yes. Though she like puts on this act that like, Carolyn, we can make it to the end. And like, it's you and me, girl. Like, I promise I won't ever do that to you again. Like, I promise. It's like, I get she's playing a game, but like she was making me mad, making me real mad.
And then what was it? You sent me one of the interview. I don't know if it was the interview you sent me or something. I saw one where they were talking about how she was swearing on her kids a lot, which is something that Danielle did. That was one of the
Yes.
reasons that Danielle lost the game, because people saw her in the diary rooms, saying that she was out there swearing on her kids, but she didn't really mean it, that she'd say anything and stuff like that. And that people got so mad at her for doing that she ended up not winning the game, and then they started doing private juries after that, or sequestered juries, I mean, after that. And it was
Yes.
so yeah, I totally believe that she was going around swearing to God, swearing on the Bible, swearing on her kids, swearing on anything she could that sounded holy enough.
But I get it's a game and like you're trying to like pretend that you aren't a traitor, but I still would not be like swearing on someone's life like that. Like that's just me as a person. If
Right.
she wants to be like that and bad juju come her way, that's on her. But like I could never.
Right. It's interesting to see in these games, especially in games of money, what people are willing, how far people are willing to go, and keep in their character or go outside of their character, whatever in these types of games. So yeah,
Yes.
I don't know if I'd cross that line or not. I don't know. I
Money over
probably,
somebody's life you're swearing on? I'm sorry,
yeah, I
but
probably would
no.
swear on somebody's life because, um, if I won, then I could just give them money and they'd be fine. No, I don't
I,
know.
I'm trying to remember. I think it was a TV show where like someone's like, I swear to God, and they have their fingers crossed behind their back. That's what I could see her doing.
Right.
Like,
Right. Yeah. I mean, if I did it, I wouldn't actually mean it, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what my line would be. I guess it would just all depend.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, Carolyn knows better, and she's not going to let her do that, and so they pretty much have to agree to murder somebody. But that also seems to be a little bit of a difficult choice for her.
Yes. It was like, so Danielle's like, well, what are we going to do? And she's like, what about Dylan? And Karen's like, nope. And it was like every person they went and they're like, nope. Dolores,
Yeah.
nope.
Well, they
And
only had a few choices because they had to go through
yeah,
Carolyn's team. So there was, besides Carolyn, there was 4 other choices on that team, which were Dylan, Sam, Dolores, and
Brittany, I think it was.
no, Brittany was on
Oh,
Danielle's.
Gabby. Yep.
And Gabby, right? And Gabby were the 4 choices. So yeah, that
But
was
they could
tough.
have gone with somebody else because technically Danielle did know who had the shield. It was just the fact that Carolyn didn't trust if she was telling her the truth,
Right,
which I got that too.
right. And you really can't blame her, especially when Danielle is purposely trying to not let her know, as we see, like being all
Mm-hmm.
shady with something so stupid. That's
Yep.
in like you've clearly got no intention of wanting to work with this person ever if you can be so secretive and shady on something so simple as that. That's such a major knowledge that you need for the game.
Yep. I will say though, Danielle said like if they did kill Dylan, it would put a large target on Gabby, and I think that would have been like a smart move. Though I love Dylan, it would have put a target onto somebody for that night's banishment, which
Agree, and
would
it
have
probably
maybe been a good thing.
That's exactly what I was about to say. And probably things could have gone a different way had Dylan been gone. But at the same time, at this point, I kind of want Dylan to win the game. Now that he's not gone,
Me too.
I'm
Me
kind of
too.
rooting for Dylan now. That little Efron boy is winning me over.
He's a smart little cookie, that Efron.
He is. Like, I even write his name now, Dylan. He got his own name from me.
Yay!
But yeah, so Danielle thinks Carolyn, of course, isn't listening at all because Carolyn's not going to agree with her. So Danielle's all like, she's not listening to me and blah, blah. So they're going through the choices, and then they leave the turret basically wanting to target each other. Is how it ends, and we don't see who they pick because we find that out during breakfast.
Oh, yes. Which the first two to breakfast are Carolyn and Gabby.
Yeah.
Which I love that they immediately were starting to talk about Danielle and
Right.
how she's been going after people and her big personalities. how Danielle's biggest defense is, why would I kill all the people that are my friends? And that sounds kind of like a traitor, suspicious kind of thing to Gabby. And it's like, yeah, exactly. You're catching on, Gabby. You're catching on.
Yep, and then all the crying, she's like, "That's very traitor-esque."
Yes. And she's tired of her breaking down at the round table. Me too. Me too.
It took me 4 tries to spell traitor-esque so I could read it in my notes. I had to but yeah, it so is, and then especially at the end of this last episode, holy I mean, could you I don't even that's either an Academy Award or it's a Big Loser, but anyway, we'll get there. So,
Mm,
Carolyn is, saying that, she's questioning Danielle's crying and, really agreeing with Gabby on all of that, hoping to, plant seeds herself.
yes.
And that's when Brittany and Tom come in.
Yes. And Sandoval was not surprised this time that he wasn't sent home. He was more
Yeah.
surprised the other day. Come on, Tom.
He still
Really?
had this look on his face, though. Anyway, I'm sure when he came in, even though he wasn't surprised, he probably had this look. Oh my god, I wasn't surprised.
It's his bad acting. I love though that Brittany was like worried that Danielle was gonna be murdered, and like she's like, I found an ally in her, and she was like really upset. And I'm like, I'm thinking about, because I don't know them via other shows because I never watched Big Brother, and it's like from the moment that these two came in, they like kind of had a hate for each other, and to now where they're like pining for each other to still be in this game is crazy to see.
It is crazy. It is crazy to see the kind of yeah, the where their relationship has started from and where it's come. I agree on that. And how it's going to end is even more interesting. Interesting.
Uh-oh, not that Lauren Marie. You're telling
I
all the
only,
secrets.
I only read half of that. I saw Coochie Club and said, "Okay, we're good."
They're going to take out their friends first, so watch out, Cooch.
Oh, and I'm in charge of that? Is that what that said? Leave it to me. I swear to God, I know nothing. Isn't that the story of my life in this week? Just everybody saying stuff that I know nothing about, but I said
Oh my
apparently.
God. Tell me about it.
Right?
That's how it goes.
It is. And yeah, some of this game was very similar. Danielle's in the confessionals. Oh wait, no, then Ivor and Danielle come in after that. Um,
Yes.
after Brittany's going on, and then Brittany's obviously very relieved, and Danielle's in the confessional saying that she's got a very strategic brain, and so therefore she's always playing 20 steps ahead of everybody. She's a natural born strategist, that's what it is. And so she plays 20 steps ahead of everyone, and she knows that Carolyn's coming for her, and now she's got to start planting her seeds.
This is why I think Carolyn's right with not trusting Danielle.
And I was just so annoyed. Like, you've been playing the most horrible game ever, and you're talking about being 20 steps ahead, and yet here you are, the last traitor standing. However, I really think that I hope she's gone next week.
And you know what was weird? She also walked in and she went right. I don't know if they just showed us this because, cameras and their magic, but she went right over to Carolyn and Gabby and gave them a hug at the breakfast table and then sat right next to Carolyn. I thought that was a little weird.
She did it was like all mind games.
Yes.
All
Mm-hmm.
mind games. And then we had, let's see, Dolores came in next.
Oh, that hard knock. Everyone thought it was a guy and it was
And
Dolores.
I swear, I think it's production on the other side of the door deciding how to knock.
You're probably right.
Sorry, Jackie, I blew the magic for you on that one too.
You did.
Damn production. And then we had Dylan come in, and I had to take this picture of Dylan.
Yes.
Holding Tom's little teeny balls in his hands.
Yes.
Looking so pleased with himself. Like, look whose balls I caught last night, guys.
I love Dylan though.
Do too. I just love this picture too.
It was too good. It was too good.
Those grapes are so funny. I'm like, yes, those are seriously Tom's balls. So
They
anyway,
are tiny, tiny, and none there.
right? Kind of weirdly shaped and
Right on point.
sorry, we took a little side detour there,
Ugh.
but so
Dylan
yeah,
was shocked, though. I can see why he was shocked.
yes.
I felt bad for Ivor because he really liked Dylan and Sam, and he knew that he was going to lose one or the other.
Right. What was he saying? He said that one of them uses their brain and the other one uses their feelings, which I guess Sam goes on
Yes.
feelings and Dylan goes on brain, and he likes them
Yeah.
both.
Yeah. And I do agree with that.
I do
Sam
too.
was going on feelings.
Yeah, he was. I saw a 1 minute clip of him with his hair kind of down, not all slicked back, and he actually looked really handsome. I'm like, oh, so that's what Brittany saw in him.
Really. I already had a freaking dream about him that I didn't want to have a dream about him that I did. That'll be the curse of my nightmares. It wasn't even a nightmare, though. It was a good dream, though I don't like him.
If I think of it at the end, I'll show you the short because he looked really cute in it. It was over on Rap.
Oh, I can't wait.
Okay, so then they go up to the Tourette where they decide, where they see you see them decide that Sam, and they make it an obvious one. Really, of all of them, I think Sam was the best choice to go,
Yeah.
other than the Gabby and Dylan and pinning it on Gabby thing was a good idea. But if they weren't going to do that, then pick Sam,
Yeah.
because he was starting to catch people's ears and starting to catch on in general. So
And that's where I first saw Danielle kind of like just going with the flow and letting Carolyn choose things. And that is kind of a good strategy move in the long run of things to come. But that's where she kind of just gave in. And it kind of shows that Carolyn maybe not as good as she thinks she is at this game.
absolutely. I think Carolyn definitely sealed her own fate completely. And even though I'm so disappointed, hate how it went, mad at Danielle, Carolyn, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree. She definitely made some big mistakes and walked right into them.
Yeah. I still think though that they could have chose either Dylan or even Dolores to give the opportunity to become a traitor, and that might have worked out better in their favor, but none of them were agreeing on anything at that point. So
Right. Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, picking a man would have been
yeah.
I mean, I think it's actually though a really good idea to not be an original traitor. If I was ever on that game, I would want to be a traitor, I think, but I wouldn't want to be an original traitor. I'd
I
want to be
agree.
picked. So then Alan comes in. I rewound this 3 times, no idea what he said, but Alan comes in and throws Sam's picture on the floor and says he's a little
Oh, I
thing.
have it all down if you want me
Oh,
to
okay.
read it.
The only thing I wrote down was what he said as far as the hint on the game ahead, and
So
then the
he's
word Spitspo.
he says, "Good morning, my castle sleeping beauties. As you may have gathered, the castle prince, Charming, is dead. Dear Sam is now in the perpetual slumber from which none arise, as the traitors have dead lifted him to the external gym. Good night, sweet prince." And he throws the photo. Disturbed? Well, you should be by now, faithfuls. This ain't no fairy tale. If you want a happy ending, you're gonna have to work for it. Starting with today's mission, you'll need to stay one move ahead and avoid rookie mistakes. Only then will you get closer to seeing who a traitor really is. Spit spot.
Spot, what the? Oh, spit spot, like goodbye, like spit, like what is spit spot?
I have no idea.
But then Tom, it was so funny because then Tom repeats the word spit spot as Brittany then is saying the real clue. Stay one move ahead and avoid rookie, and Tom's like spit spot.
Right? I'm like, what? That's what you got from that? Like, I got rookie out of it. That I did have a little hint from the preview, but like rookie stood out to me.
I don't think. I mean, because I'm not playing the game, the word spit spot, like I kept having to rewind it, and I still could not figure out what he said. But that would
Closed
have been the
captioning.
lesson to
Closed
care to him.
captioning. That's what I do. Closed captioning. I've learned because I can never understand what they're saying.
Oh yeah, yeah, I do that too. But it didn't come up. I don't. I wonder if
Oh,
he's
okay. So spit spot is a phrase that may have originally been spit spot on the dot. The phrase is used to mean hurry up, do it now.
Oh.
Okay, makes sense.
Except they're never in a hurry. They probably went out and played some cornhole first.
Right? They were doing a lot.
Yeah, and they did actually get a little bit of talking in first. They had Brittany and Tom talked a little bit, and they didn't say anything. I just have Britt and Tom repeat. That's all I wrote down. Like, I don't think they said
Yeah.
it.
And we
And
saw like Dylan, Carolyn, and Brittany went outside and they saw the peacock and like that was really like much of
right,
that.
right. Dylan's really shocked that he's still here and tells the confessional that the only reason he thinks that he's still here is because one of his friends has to be a traitor, and so that they are fooling him and bringing him to the end.
And you know what I was thinking too with Sandoval? So Sandoval had lied about the shield thing to Carolyn. Now, if he had realized, because he's not really that smart, that maybe that's why no one from the dollhouse got murdered, because maybe Carolyn is a traitor. Because, I mean, yes, they at that point he kind of lied and said Sierra didn't have the shield, but it made sense in my head. Like, they didn't pick anyone from the dollhouse, they picked someone from inside the castle. But clearly, Tom wasn't thinking that. He's still on this Dolores freaking bandwagon, which he is so off.
So stupid.
And he was telling Gabby about that. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, you and your theories, kid. Like,
Like you
you're
just
really
said last
bad.
week, you know it couldn't be her now because you would have been gone for sure. So now are you back on that with your head? But yeah,
Exactly. He's like, oh, I see the red flags. It's got to be Dolores because she has a lack of fear in her. And he said that when they're trying to get the shields, he quoted her by saying, oh, you know, you guys can take it. I've never once heard her say that. The only time I've ever heard her mention anything like something like that remotely was when they were doing that urns and the riddles. And Danielle had the opportunity to give her the shield. And Dolores was like, why didn't you take it for yourself?
mm-hmm.
That was the only thing that I can remotely think that maybe that sounded like what he heard. But even that doesn't make sense because it would be like, why didn't Danielle put the shield for herself? That was not a weird question.
You got a lot further in thinking than I did.
Yeah, he makes me think.
Because I just I didn't yeah, I was confused, and now I'm more confused. But I appreciate the effort that you put in.
No problem. Yeah, because he was like, she said, oh, you know, you guys can take it. I'm like, when did she ever say that?
Oh yeah, and
I'm like,
this is how Alan looked as he threw the picture and gave the hints.
yes.
His lollipop killed Whoville, uh,
Ugh.
Chic, Whoville Chic,
Yeah, Whoville Chic. There you go. That's a good one.
Whoville Chic. All right. And then let's see. Oh, Gabby and Dolores and Danielle were walking by as they are talking, and Dolores is just so completely snowed by Danielle. She is just going on and on about what a great game Danielle is playing, and I just kind of wrote Danielle or Dolores is licking Danielle's boom boom about what a great game she's playing.
Yeah, she's like saying that she's playing a fair game and a very good game, and that she should be proud no matter what, even if she does go home, that she played fair and great for her family. I'm like, what are you talking about? Do you realize that she's a traitor? No, you don't.
And then we've got Gabby telling Tom that so Gabby's kind of ignoring his whole Dolores thing, like, yeah, whatever. And then she tells Tom that she thinks that the traitors are going to start turning on each other if they had not already. And I'm like, wait a minute, Gabby, were you not here for the whole Rob versus Bob, the drag queen thing?
right?
I mean,
I was like, she's at least getting somewhere.
I mean, okay, she is right. They are going to do that, and they are doing that, but that's already been happening, and you've seen it.
From day one. Exactly.
Right. This game has really been more about the traitors fighting each other than anything else this season. um, so Danielle is giving Dolores a load of bullpucky about how the traitors, at the round table, the traitors are at the round table because they just attack, 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 attack. She goes like a little rat. She goes attack, 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 attack. She
Yeah.
keeps and the faithfuls are just so eloquent and well spoken, trying to, Carolyn's all awkward and blah blah blah, and so she's gotta be, trying to lay those stupid seeds, sow those seeds.
Which it didn't make any sense because Carolyn's really not that outspoken. Like not like Bob the drag queen or Rob was, like,
Or Danielle.
or even Derek or Sierra. They were very outspoken too, so it made no sense to me when she was saying that, and it was like,
Right.
what?
Right. It doesn't. But she's trying to pull it all into this whole little awkward package of stuff, I guess. And so she's trying to make it fit her narrative.
And it works.
And it does work well with Dolores, yep. And then so that's, I think, then we've got Dylan pulled Gabby aside.
Yes.
He decided, since his whole thing of he thinks that that a traitor is close to him, that since he's thought all along Gabby could be a traitor, he's going to work and think that she's not a traitor now because a traitor is close to him.
Yes, and they're keeping him around to the end of the game.
Right.
Which he is kind of right about that.
Right. And I love how Gabby's like really suspicious of that, which not that Laura Marie, I've never seen a season like this with traitors like that.
No.
Usually the traitors are working together and they try to help each other if one of them is going to be called out. And there does get to a point where they realize that there's no help and they're just going to have to go with the bunch and vote them out. But I've never really seen them be the driving forces like this.
I agree. I agree completely. I love though how Gabby, so Dylan was like, Gabby, if you were a traitor, you would have killed me already. And she was like, 1000%.
Yep. And then Gabby's in the confessional. She's like, mark my words, girls. They always come back.
Yes. They do. Don't ask how I know. Mine's come back 4 times.
Yeah, they do. They That's so true. It's so funny. Dylan then goes over to Carolyn.
Yes, he walked out the door and saw her and went right to her.
Yep, and asked her if she was still still suspicious about Danielle, and she's like, "Oh yeah." And he tells Carolyn that he thinks Danielle's been carrying him in this game. Carolyn is trying to get reassurance from him that he will actually vote for Danielle tonight.
Yeah, but it was weird though because she was like, she found it that she was not trying to throw Carolyn under the bus, but she was in the same sense. She's like, I don't want to throw her name out there because then that will look weird, but she wants him to kind of bring up Danielle's name.
Yeah, she was still too on the fence about it. See, and she should know better, especially from Survivor. Once you start a move like this, you just got to pull the trigger and go. You can't half-ass it.
And she was like, is it too soon that she's throwing her under the bus again? And it's like, no, you're actually a little too late.
Yeah.
Now that I know we have 1 episode and a half left, really.
Right. So yeah, Dylan, they said yes, as long as there's the numbers, he's definitely going to vote Danielle out.
Yeah, that's when we find out there's 8 people left, and really they had 3 votes, which would have been Gabby, Dylan, and Carolyn.
Yep. Now here we've got Brittany and Danielle, and I'm going to let you take this one away because I'm going to be really sarcastic if I do.
Oh, yeah. So they're having a heart-to-heart. Brittany's crying. She was scared that Danielle wasn't going to be back, and she almost vomited, and she was just a complete mess. And Danielle tells us that she feels guilty that Brittany, is feeling this way. And even in her confessional, when she was telling us like that she hurt Brittany and her feelings, and like it just seems so fake to me. Like I sent Cooch a couple photos because like she was trying to force the tears out. And I know that she wants Brittany as like another traitor, but like she feels horrible that like if she does get to the end of the game and she has to tell her that she's a traitor, she doesn't know how Brittany's gonna take it. And it's just that face. It was like, what the hell?
I ran out of space. I couldn't get the other one uploaded.
She's like, Brittany, guess what? I'm a traitor. It's like, what? That was the worst acting I've seen. And I thought Sandoval was bad.
She did get tears in her eyes. I think she's got Botox in weird places or something, because sometimes her face moves strange.
But she cried for Derek like it was his funeral, but she couldn't cry for Brittany. That was my thing.
I mean, she did get teary at the very end of this little
Yeah, a little teary.
Like Brittany crying her eyes out, like, oh my God, I feel so bad. And,
I'm gonna vomit. I'm so sick. Oh yeah.
And
Brittany did a better job.
She just wants to get Carolyn out so she can get Brittany up in the turret with her.
But how does she know that they're going to allow her to recruit another traitor? Like, come on now.
Right.
How do you know that?
Right. Because as it turns out, it was like the last week to recruit.
Yep.
Which I guess now makes sense also because we've only got 2 weeks left, but still. So then they get to the, hey, Sherry, they start the competition.
Yeah. Oh, before that, though, Danielle, Brittany asked Danielle if she's going for Carolyn. And Danielle actually tells her to wait until the round table, which I thought was really weird. It's like, why aren't you going to tell Brittany that you're going for Carolyn? Why did you have to tell her to wait till the round table?
Maybe because Brittany blabbered before about her talking about her?
Maybe. Hey, Sherry.
If you have all this trust and everything, yeah, why? Danielle is so shady.
She is. She's very shady.
So shady. So now we've got the competition as they come in.
Yes.
What pictures do I have?
I loved it. Though it wasn't really like chess. It was kind of like chess.
Right. This big thing, when it moved, I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. I just was not expecting it to move.
Me either. I was like, what the hell is going on?
Yes. It was so cool. Let's see. I think that was Tom's face.
Yes, it was. I love, though, that when they got there, Gabby calls out, she's like, we're playing human chess, we're the pieces. It's like, yes, Gabby, you nailed it again, girl. You're getting better and better.
I forgot I had a picture of Sam and his yucky hairy chest, but some women love hair. I don't. So anyway.
Yeah.
For the ladies who might like hair, or the men who might like
even hair. His goodbye thing, like, there was nothing special about it. He was just like, I'm glad I got the opportunity to make friends and meet new people. All right, thanks, Sam. Goodbye.
Right.
I did like, which comes with this mission. So the first question. So let's go through the mission. So Alan tells them that there is one piece on the board already, which is the traitorous piece, and the traitors have been using them as pawns since day one, and their mission today is to think as a traitor and move as a traitor. And that last night the traitors were asked a series of questions about the group, and their job as a team is to guess whose name the traitors gave as the answer, and the players will choose who moves the chess piece onto the square with their name. And if they are correct and they match the name, they will add $5,000 to the prize funds, which they can win a possible $20,000 in total for today's mission.
Yep. And they were at 152,000. I marked it down.
Yes. Look at that headband. I love it.
I do too. It's so cool.
And he also then tells them, so everyone's like, oh, yay, cool game. And he goes, but you're actually really like apprentices in this epic game of chess. And he likes to call this game the Traitors, and that they will need some veteran traders to sprinkle their little experience upon them. And he
Yeah.
brings in Kate and Parvati,
Yep.
looking beautiful as ever.
Yep. They did look great. They
Ah,
so
I
good.
love that their outfits matched, though were different at the same sense.
Agree. Agree. And I've got pictures of them with the statues here. Let's see. Here's a good one.
Those were some evil traitor lookers. Mm.
I
Yes,
know
look at
those
that.
masks are crazy. I don't know. They like. I haven't watched Squid Games, but I feel like it's a very Squid Game-ish kind of thing.
Yes, 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 yes. I loved it.
Pippi, stop. Stop.
He wore it because of Parvati. He even said, Parvati, you like my headband? I wore it in honor for you because she's
It's
a
an amazing,
headband queen.
yes, and it's an amazing headband. I hate headbands, and I hate chess, but I would wear that.
Yeah, me too. Just for the effects.
Right. What a great Halloween costume. Like I'm going as Alan and just
Ooh,
wearing
that's
a
a good idea.
headband.
We'll have to remember that for October.
Yeah, really? Yeah, that's a long way away. I don't know if I will. So the first question, did I wrote? I think I got
I got
the
them all down if you want.
okay. Oh, and also Danielle went into the This is kind of important. Danielle went into the competition ready to answer everything wrong to prove that she's not a traitor. Whereas Carolyn,
Yes.
stupid Carolyn, God, Carolyn, I love you, but stupid Carolyn goes into the competition like, well, if I just have to nudge him just a teeny, teeny bit so we can win money, then that's what my goal today is.
Yeah, I get her theory, but she should not have been as outspoken as she was,
No,
I think.
and she like screw that theory. Like if you want to win as a trader, you got to make sacrifices.
Yes.
Um,
But
so
the
yeah,
first question was, so the first piece was a snake, and the
yeah.
question was, who is slithering under the radar? Dun, da, da, da. There we go. I love their outfits.
Me too. And I
And
love the giant chess pieces so much. I
yes.
want the skull.
Oh my God, the skull was great. So this question was kind of smart the way they played it. So the traders based it on the round table that night before and what Brittany had. They picked Brittany because Sierra was the one who said that Brittany had been flying under the radar, which was a good move.
Yep.
So that's where then they're talking in the group, and Dylan wants to sit back and kind of just watch what people say. And he's watching Danielle, he says, very closely. But Danielle throws out what she thinks happened. And Dolores kind of follows suit. And she's like, yes, it was actually Sierra that said that about Brittany. And Brittany kind of then played up to it. Yep, that was right. That Sierra said that about her. So they choose Brittany. They got the answer right. I love, though, when Alan asked who they're going with, Danielle was like, it's Britney, bitch. Had to
Yeah.
give that Britney Spears reference.
Yep.
But like you said, that trader piece moving, oh my God, it scared the crap out of everybody because it was going in every direction, up and down each row before they actually got to that spot.
So good. That first one, it was so good. So yeah, they got it correct, and then they get the 5,000 for that one. And then we get on to the second question, which was the skull.
Yep.
Yep, that.
And who is the biggest threat to the traders?
So they chose Brittany, but apparently Tom thinks he's the answer to every single question. They must have edited out the first one because it was this one where they well, Tom thinks he's just the answer to all these questions.
I know, I loved it. And even Kate was just like, did he really just pick himself?
Yes.
Of course he would. He would think that about every single one. And she was right because he kept picking himself for every single one. Oh my God, it was too good.
It was so funny. So then Carolyn thinks that she was setting, or Danielle tells the confessional that this was kind of a setup because Brittany would never ever think that Danielle would think that Brittany was a threat. So I don't know.
Yes.
This one was a little like, okay, well, Danielle, whatever. You're just like, that's not really a setup. Like, okay, fine.
Yeah, she's
But
like, she kind of like Carolyn picked the answers, and then Carolyn was like chiming in, like, yeah, well, what about this? And what about that? She didn't do it really on the second one. It was more the third one that she started.
right, that was the that. Well, the third and the fourth one are really the ones that just sadly killed her game.
Yeah.
So the answer ends up being Brittany, but Tom convinces everybody to choose him.
Yeah. Because he
Uh,
thinks that he's the biggest threat to the Traitors. No, you're
right.
not.
So the next question, which actually was him as the answer, this was the look because he was getting ready to get knocked down. I also like this look on his face for being wrong for the second one.
Yes, which was who is the leader of the pack. And they, but in the turret, they did say like Dylan would be a good choice, but Tom, because he is ignorant and he's not, he would of course say his own name. The Traitors know him all too well.
Right. Yes.
And he did. He kept calling himself out. He is that ignorant that he thinks everything is about him. And Kate was totally shocked that he picked himself yet again.
Yes, I'm not sure it's good to be the leader of a pack of liars.
Yes, I loved that.
Um, so that one, the answer was supposed to be Tom, but they ended up picking Dylan. But Carolyn is trying to convince them to pick Tom, not Dylan, and she's trying a little bit too hard.
Yes.
She just needed to chill and let it go. But she
Which
tried a little.
Dylan was weird about it. He was like, Carolyn has a soft spot for Tom. I'm like, where?
Right, I never saw that.
Yeah. I've never seen that either. What do you know that I don't know?
I would say Brittany seems to really be the only one that has any kind of a soft spot for Tom.
Yeah, and all of a sudden Gabby this episode too. I was shocked about that one.
Yeah.
I don't think Chriselle would be too happy with you, Gabby. Just
Right.
saying.
And then Tom's telling the confessional how appropriate it is because he's always felt like the lone wolf.
So at first you think it's you because you're the leader of the pack, but then you feel like you're the lone wolf. Make it make sense. This is what I mean. This man doesn't think. Like, he does not have a brain in that head.
It was so funny. I'm like, you are such an idiot. So, but now because of that, Dylan is really starting to suspect Carolyn possibly.
Yes, and Dolores calls her out too.
She reminds Carolyn that she had suggested Tom, and Carolyn then denies it. She's like, nope, that wasn't me. No, I didn't. Nope.
Which, yes, Tom did nominate himself first, but Carolyn, you were second to be like, I think, Tom made a good point over here. Like, that was you, Carolyn. That was you.
Never happened.
Nope, never happened. Not even 2 seconds ago.
Right. That was stricken from the record. And then the last question.
Oh, it was a mouse, and I thought it was funny because Kate was like, "It's the rats that you have to look out for." But whose voice is the most irrelevant?
That mouse is so cute. It looks more like a rat than a mouse.
Yeah, which Danielle allowed Carolyn to pick herself.
Yep. Well, Carolyn is so stupid. I mean, I would too if I was Danielle. This is so Carolyn. You're so stupid. This did you in, and Danielle absolutely yes.
Yeah, there was much other different names I would have chose. Like Ivor would have been one. Not that his voice is irrelevant, but like he hasn't really had much to say about anything till really last episode.
Person in any of the round tables, he's not been the one that's convincing people of anything ever. So yeah, he actually would have been a really good choice.
Or Gabby
also. Oh,
But
I mean,
or Tom.
Tom, I mean, Carolyn says herself. I mean, she does end up regretting it when it's too late, but I don't even think she knew the true magnitude at that point of what she'd done to herself by
But
doing that.
I think she was thinking like within the Traitors, her voice is irrelevant, but not thinking like throughout the entire group of people, her voice has not really. It's not been irrelevant because people are listening, especially when they're asking you like, "How do you still feel about Danielle?" And they're coming up to you about it.
Right,
They're
right,
listening.
right. And Dylan is just the whole time looking at her like he is suspicious as hell of her. They end up winning
Yes.
10,000. Carolyn fucked her game and they go home.
Yep.
That's what my notes say. Oh my goodness. So then they're on the way. Is that all for the comp you got? Do you have anything else?
I just love that Danielle thinks that this worked out perfectly because Carolyn gave her another bullet for the gun, as she says.
Yes. Which, I mean, Carolyn just loaded the gun and shot herself. Come on,
She really did. She really did.
Danielle, you really weren't the mastermind of getting her out. If Carolyn had not assisted herself so much, I would have been, yeah. I think because they really were aiming at Danielle, and I think they could have gotten at Danielle if Carolyn hadn't messed up like
I agree. I
so badly.
agree.
She signed her own death warrant.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah. So then they've got let's see, on the way back, Dylan and Tom are in the car. Dylan is going on and on about how sus he is of Carolyn, and how Dolores was reacting, and what Dolores said and how Carolyn reacted, and going on and on about that. Dylan is then telling the confessional at that point he's not sure if she's a traitor or if she's just very unique because he had never suspected her of being a traitor until now.
Yes, that was good.
Yeah, it was. Carolyn is telling confessional how paranoid she is, and she possibly made mistakes in how she handled those questions.
Yeah,
And they
it's a
were,
little too late.
yeah. She starts to think, and this annoyed me because then she starts to think that Danielle set her up with the questions. No, you set yourself up.
And I think more too, like Danielle was already annoyed at that point because you have to think they had this whole discussion about if they were going to add a traitor or if they were going to murder somebody. And then after that, they have to do these questions. So Danielle was already kind of fed up at that point that she just let Carolyn take the lead on everything.
Right. Right. Yeah, I mean, I would have handled it the same way. It just, gosh.
Yeah, I would have
Yeah,
gave up too. Like, just girl, whatever you want, you choose.
right. Yeah. So they get back to the house. Everybody's eating dinner. Everybody's freaking talking about Carolyn as a suspect. Danielle's
Yeah.
going around trying to aim everyone at Carolyn. Carolyn's going around kind of trying to be like, oh, should we go Danielle? Whereas Danielle's going around, let's get Carolyn out. Like
It was like the final showdown for sure between the both of them.
it was the final showdown, and Carolyn was not bringing all she had to it. She was like bringing like a little plastic knife to a big gun and knife show or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, we already know Danielle had a gun thought in her head, so
See,
you
I don't
know.
even think anything eventful happened though before the round table, other than they were just all
No.
going around whispering Carolyn, and then Carolyn wanted to get Danielle, so she was trying to get in where she fit in, but you could pretty much see the writing on the wall. I
Yeah.
think at that point that Carolyn was going to be gone.
Yeah, that round table was more of the showdown than anything.
Yeah, Ivor started it out. He said that he thinks that there are two traitors left, and both of them are women.
Well, you got that one right, buddy. That's why I said pick a male and get them in the traitor spot, and maybe you would have an opportunity. But
Gotta put on sparkles up. Look at that beauty.
oh,
How gorgeous that is. Oh my god, it's so pretty.
yes,
Oh, I love that look, and I'm so glad he took his Whoville chic hair down because that is a great look.
yes, I agree. I know Pippi won't, but I think it was great.
Right.
He looked like a chess piece. He did.
He did. Yes, he did. Actually, he did. He looked like the queen. Aw. Let's
Had like
see.
a little Western vibe to it too, with like the little fringe.
Yeah. So then Gabby says, well, I don't know. And Ivor's like, well, these are my thoughts, my opinions.
Yeah, that was funny.
um, Dylan mentions about how Alan has a new power in the game tomorrow, and so they start to speculate a little bit about that. But I was quite impressed because Gabby brings it back and says that they can't worry about that; they need to focus on what's going on now. Leave that for tomorrow, which is you can never plan for a twist. So I was really impressed that Gabby, not being a gamer, you know, took that
Mm.
really quickly and was like, nope, let's,
But it's the truth. They have to worry about what they're doing right then and there because there's a big decision you're going to have to make and
right,
trying to find out who is a traitor at this point.
right. You can't be worried about the twist and how that could affect who you're going to eliminate.
Yes.
You just got to do it. Which, because a lot of people, in a lot of games, you can kind of get lost and stuff like that. So that's kind of why I was impressed with Gabby. Danielle is still shaking her leg a mile a minute. I don't think it's ever stopped.
Oh my God. Yes, I noticed that too. Carolyn then started at Danielle and it like backfired right away. Right away. And then Danielle accused her of acting silly and stupid and hiding her true intentions. I thought that was funny.
Yep, she did. I'm like, oh my god, no! I was annoyed. Stop! But she did what she was supposed to do. She Carolyn kept saying, that Danielle had been lying, and Danielle's like, no, you were talking. You did say Brittany's name, and she's just. She says that she plays silly and dumb, and she Forrest Gumps around the house.
Yes, the Forrest Gump part. Yes.
Yes. Danielle was definitely acting all kinds of tough and being, um, this is me you're talking to. It's one-on-one. It's just me and you. Let's put this out on the table. Acting all like.
Yes.
And
And
then Tom is the deer in the headlights.
well, because Danielle throws out her theory about like how all these people that have been traitors were aggressive and they're always attacking at the round table, and the people that have been faithfuls have been, polite and eloquent as they exit. And Tom's like, I haven't seen Carolyn be aggressive like that.
Right. I was glad Tom stood up for that.
I was like, good one, Tom.
Tom's
I
here.
I can give him credit where credit's due.
Right.
Even though I hate him.
But it was nice that he spoke up and made an actual good point.
Yes, though he's still wrong because she's still a traitor. Her theory was not a good theory. Danielle's, that is.
Danielle's saying that she hasn't mentioned Carolyn's name in 3 or 4 days, and that's because she knows that Carolyn's a traitor, and she is so scared that she's going to be killed that she just hasn't said her name because she is so
But that's such a lie.
She's so scared.
Yes. When she said that, I'm like 3 or 4 days. All right, so let's go back 3 or 4 episodes. That's a lie. You definitely mentioned Carolyn's name.
It's been like 2 episodes, and like the way you're playing, like you're actually about to get murdered for real.
Yeah, it's her acting.
It was awful. It was so annoying.
It was.
Carolyn is she's just at that point, she's just at a loss, and she just Carolyn just didn't even know what to do after that.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to think. I don't know how we got here, how you guys trust her 100%. Like, what the hell is going on?
She's saying she's scared of me, little old me. Like, who doesn't hurt a fly? And she's acting like I'm a murderer.
Yeah.
So funny. Danielle just kept interrupting her. Carolyn kept asking her to finish, and Danielle wouldn't let her. And like they're fighting to get the words in. Danielle ends up calling Carolyn a silent assassin.
Oh, yes.
And
Alan shuts that shit down, which I thought was great because everyone was getting very emotional. It was.
Mm-hmm.
he knows right when to shut it down at the right part. Never
Yep.
fails.
Yep. So he shut it down and they voted.
Ah, yes.
It was basically let's see, Tom and Dolores voted for each other.
Yes.
Carolyn and Gabby voted out Danielle, and then Danielle, Ivor, Brittany, and Dylan voted out Carolyn.
Which it was like, Dylan, like, I get like you just saw what Carolyn did during the mission, but like you were supposed to be voting for Danielle.
I know, but the writing was just too big on the wall. But he's got to see that they've got to see, all of them have got to see that Carolyn knew that Danielle was also a traitor.
Yeah.
And that they've got to go for Danielle. And then I don't even see how Brittany, I don't even know if Brittany can win as a traitor, or I don't think she can do it, but I'd like Dylan to win. So yeah.
Me too.
Like at first I wanted Carolyn, but now I'm rooting for Dylan.
Yeah. I mean, Carolyn's out, so
Yep.
I mean, I
So
still would like Dylan to win even if Carolyn was there, but at this point.
yeah, she stands up and she's crying genuine tears. She said that she just wanted, her basic exit was she just wanted in this game, she just really wanted to have fun. That's, what it was about, just wanting to have fun. And being a traitor was not fun. She walks out and everybody's like, yeah, he screams. And then
Yeah.
Danielle falls to the floor. Like,
I know. I was like, what are you doing, girl?
the Holy Ghost or something. I don't even know.
You're overacting. That's called overacting.
She's convulsing and crying and bawling, and she's so upset. She's acting like the biggest freaking fool.
Yeah. I was like, what are you doing, girl? What are you doing?
Please, you guys have got to please vote her out next. Please, I need
Well, I think they're in the ears because that's what happened like throughout this whole season. It's like someone plants a seed and they end up going back, but like, do they have enough time to go back and like really think this through? I think a lot of them already have that thought about Danielle, and we're going to see what happens.
Right, because at the end, you've got Gabby and Tom and Brittany talking, and even Brittany is like, holy shit, is my best friend a traitor?
Yes.
So I think that everybody is starting to see it. Hopefully Danielle doesn't get any kind of, well, I guess, no, if the show she can't, that wouldn't matter. So hopefully though they can get her at the last, because I guess the last round table before the finale is next week.
Yeah, but we're going to find out too, because I did see that Danielle's going to have the opportunity of making someone either recruit a player, or if that player does not want to be recruited, they will go home.
Right. So she chooses Brittany.
We already know. Come on now, people.
Right. And then they have to meet in the dungeon, and Brittany's not going to say no. Brittany's going to be a traitor.
Of course. Especially that.
She'll be a traitor, and then hopefully they'll vote out Danielle.
But she doesn't know, though, that Danielle is a traitor when she gets this opportunity. So that's going to be like really interesting to see.
At the end, she's like, Danielle, oh my God, my best friend would be a traitor. And then she's got this opportunity and she's about to find out, oh my God, my best friend really is a traitor and I am one too.
Yes.
Yes. And that's basically, I guess, how it ends.
Oh, yeah, but see, that's where it's going to be iffy because people already have thought Brittany. So if Brittany says yes to being a traitor, people have already thought Brittany as possibly being a traitor. What if Danielle throws kind of Brittany under the bus? As much as I think like they made a connection and everything, I don't really think Danielle's is as genuine as Brittany's is.
Yeah.
I don't know. Danielle just seems to be that type with everything that she's done. Like, she didn't like Brittany for a long time, and then they finally worked together, and now they're best friends. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Oh, it's gonna be interesting though. And no one got a shield. Nobody got a shield this episode. We got to note that.
So I guess shields are done.
It's possible.
Because, yeah, you're right. There were no shields at all. They weren't even offered. So, yeah, I guess shields are done.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So we're gonna have to see. Maybe
cool.
that's the twist, that Alan gets to throw somebody a shield. Who knows?
Oh,
We don't know what this twist is gonna be. So unless the twist is that they get to recruit a traitor or they go home, I don't think that's the twist.
Yeah, I don't think that's the twist either, because he wouldn't have known that before the end of the night when Carolyn was voted out.
True.
It was already planned. So yeah, that's not the twist. You're right. Move this. I did not see you loaded the game in your shorts.
I did.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Did I not put it on private or on public? Let me make sure. I can send you the link really quick because I am in my studio. It was good. It was a good newly dead game. Let me get that.
The short of Sam here. Let me play this really quick.
Oh.
Oh, and I'll play this one of Boston Rob and Danielle too.
That was a good one too. Yes.
I've been written off since the beginning. I think I watched, a recap episode that you did of the cast, and it was called. I can't really recall it. Was it that? I think you said something that you don't. You don't claim me. Your people are not claiming me as a person.
No. That's not true at all, Sam. That was not me. That was some other guy, probably.
I think there's a lot of moments that were left out in the edits based on how the situation goes, but you have to look at Boston Rob. I'm not putting him on a pedestal because he's such a good gamer, because I don't know backward baseball cap. I just assume he doesn't care about how he dresses and he just wants to play the game. I've been written off.
Doesn't he look hot there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not fond of that hairdo, but is better looking than the other hairdos he has.
Yeah, he looks best there. Of any look I've ever seen, he looks best there. And the guy that he's talking to, his name is Puya, and I freaking love Puya. And Pippi said this phrase once that I had only ever heard Puya say, and it was, I don't want to yuck on your yum. And I'd never heard anybody but Puya say that, and then Pippi said it. I'm like, holy cow, I love her.
Is he wearing the Britney Spears headband there too?
No, that's just his hat.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Yeah, no, it's not a headband, it's a hat. It's like a winter hat.
Oh no, I'm talking about Sam with his hair.
Sam. Oh shit, I don't know.
He might be wearing that Britney Spears headband.
Oh, then I changed my mind.
Because it kind of is pulling the hair back a little bit.
You're right. Okay, forget it. I lied. Boo. Yuck.
And I did send you the link on IG to the short. But the
you?
Boston Rob one is good that you had up next.
Oh, okay. Let me grab that.
I found a couple of great exit interviews that people have done that I might be recapping them as like podcast stuff for my channel.
Cool. Good idea.
Yeah. I've been watching them all week. I get more and more stuff now popping up in my algorithm. Because, once you get hooked onto it, YouTube catches on. It's caught on finally.
Yeah, it does do that. Okay, let's see the Rob short. I accidentally X'd out of it. I had to pull it back up.
They've done a lot of interviews, these people, and honestly, Cooch, we could get them onto our shows because the people that they've done
that's what
interviews,
derails her game.
They don't have that many more subscribers than us. Yeah, they're tiny channels.
Is the fixation on you instead of trying to make it work or not really put all the focus priority on that?
She feels outnumbered in the turret once Bob's gone. She sees that as I executed her number one. She had her people, and it was easy for me to figure out who her people were because in the turret, I would suggest different names. And as soon as she would be like, no, not that person, not that person, for no reason other than the fact that I knew she wanted to work with that person and make an alliance with them, some kind of an end game strategy. So she's trying to build her alliance. And it was clear to me that her alliance was herself, Brittany, Derek, Dolores, and Bob the Drag Queen. Those were her people.
Do you think that's what derails her game? Is the fixation on you instead of trying to make it work, or not really put all the focus priority on that?
She feels outnumbered in the turret once.
It's true, though. It's true. I think she was hyper fixated on getting Boston Rob out.
Right. I agree. She was hyper fixated, and then she thought she had to get Carolyn out in order to accomplish that goal.
Yeah.
And she just wanted the other traitors gone. It's the Chriselle one. I forgot who it was, and that's right. It was here.
We don't need to be asked.
I just forgot who it was. All right, so we got Chriselle versus Chriselle and Sierra.
Yes.
Asking about sequin pants. We know you have them all, and we love that.
He does.
Chicest.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
So
You're
much.
so chic. I'm so obsessed.
Okay, for you, honestly, most liked.
Oh,
Truly.
that's sweet.
Yes, or a high school sweetheart.
Very
You know,
sweet.
yeah. I'm gonna let you take that one because I know who you're reaching. It's like, let me let Chriselle have that one. Tom Sandoval.
But we agree on that.
Yeah, I was reaching for that too. He will knock you over, steal your body, and put his head on it.
Oh,
Facts.
you're not up here.
No, Gabby.
Oh, you know who else I really liked?
Yeah.
I love Dolores's outfits.
Yeah, Dolores had great outfits. Gabby also had some really cute outfits. She had these like little hot shorts on with those like.
Oh yes,
with
I
the little
love that.
mini-
The knit.
Yeah,
That was one of my favorite outfits.
that
of
was
her.
a great outfit.
I feel like season 3 outfits, we killed it.
Look, both of them, both the traitors. Pick this one up. Here you go. Both the traitors. Both of the
Take
traitors.
something personally.
Yes.
Okay.
And they're gonna cry and shake about it too.
You know who I'm gonna pick? Someone that I love dearly.
Okay.
But they have stirred the pot a few times because they were wrong a couple times.
Yes.
But Dylan, love him, but
Like when he started voting for Gabby, and I'm like, it's between me and Nikki, and you say Gabby. I'm like, what are you doing here? You know? Because at a couple challenges where Alan was wearing sequins, Tom had to ask if it was a particular brand because he had the same pair. And I said, Tom, we don't need to be asking about sequin pants. We know you have them all. And we love that. But I don't think it's the same designer. We're in Scotland, okay? Wars Poker Face.
I know this is weird because she's a traitor,
Oh, yeah.
but Carolyn's so expressive with her face.
Oh, wait, that's so true. She's always like,
I know.
I'm like, what? I don't see what you see.
Guess who I've got here?
Back in Kate's old bedroom in the castle.
Did you miss us?
We know you did.
Don't worry, you can catch us on the new season of Traitors, streaming only.
On.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay.
But Tom really does have literally every sequence pants known to man for his like Tom Sandoval and the most extras. He wears sequin pants for those shows. They're the ugliest things ever.
I've only got one pair of sequin pants. I feel so jilted.
I don't have any. The hell's wrong with me?
There's something seriously wrong with you because everybody needs at least one pair.
Well, I'll have to get on that.
My sequin pants are my favorite, and I can only wear them like once or twice a year.
And you would think that I would own a pair of sequin pants because, like, I was a figure skater, so I loved the sequins and the bling and all of that. And I don't own a pair of sequin pants.
You need to get on Temu or something. I don't know. Get some.
Or Sheen right over here.
Yeah, that's it.
You know they got some.
Too funny. So, yep, next week we have got the penultimate and then the finale the following week with the
2 episodes. Yes, 2 episodes. The closing and the reunion. They're doing at the same time.
Yes, it'll be like a 2-hour thing going on.
I'm
week.
so sad. What are we gonna do after this?
I don't know.
I was telling that you in a voice note. I was like, well, I think they have a new episode of Survivor starting, like season 48 or something. It's some crazy number like that.
I would feel, I don't know, like Survivor, that's like the big leagues, man. I don't know. I'm afraid. We could maybe, but I get
Don't be
kind of scared of
afraid.
the big leagues. Like Big
I did
Brother and
I did
Survivor.
Project Runway. That
I'm
wasn't
not
that
good enough.
bad.
I'm not good enough for like the two
Yes,
big.
you are, girl. Yes, you are. Don't even start. You are good enough for anything you put your mind to.
Oh, you're so sweet.
I would not be doing this without you because the first person I thought when I even saw that Traitors came back for season 3 was you. And I immediately went right to you because I knew that we would kill this.
I love that you did. This has been so much fun. We do need to create a community game after this. That's what we need to do.
Yes.
After
I've
the
been
season,
looking into it. So what I found was that the UK traders actually had an online version while their trader season was going on where people could play along with them. And it's like, why do they do that for the UK, but they did not do that for the US? Because we would have loved that. So that's what I found that they were playing online. But I have some thoughts and some opinions on how we could play this. So it's definitely in the works for sure. I already ordered it from Amazon too, so we got the card game at least.
Oh my
If I
gosh,
gotta take pictures of every card, I freaking will.
Okay, well, we will. Hopefully, I'll help you or something. Well, I don't know how I'd do that, but
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
But cool.
I mean, we have enough traders in this community as it is that maybe they would want to play with us. Well, backstabbing bitches.
Right.
Just saying.
Bunch of damn liars. I don't know.
No, because we want to have all the fun and they can't have any of our fun. So sorry, you're not welcomed.
Right.
I take that back.
It was a good thought for a second, but hey.
It was because they do make good traders because they are already traders.
Right.
But,
they're already coming up with some really crazy ass lies that are annoying as hell, but hey.
Exactly. It's like, where the hell did you pull that one out of? Your asshole? Oh, wait. Yeah, you did. Right. You did. But anyways.
Crazy how much you can fit up there.
Yes.
So anyways, we will see you guys back, I guess, next week.
Yes.
For episode 10.
Yes. Before our finale episode.
No. God, they could have at least given, well, I guess with 12 is the reunion, but we should get 13 with the reunion. Boo.
I know. That would have been... I 8 players left, and technically there's 7 now. So that's still crazy. 7 players left. Like, how?
I know what the twist is. They're going to do... It's going to be a multiple eviction.
Oh, my God. Ooh, you might be right there. Because that's what I'm saying. Like, 7 players? That's crazy.
Yep,
usually they have 5.
They're going to get rid of 2 people instead of 1, I bet.
That makes sense.
Damn, we're good.
Oh, you are. You are.
You inspired it. All right. Everybody have a great night. We will see you out in the streets. Let's all pray for 90 Days on Blast that she gets a really good interview. I don't know what's going on, but
yes, I need to be caught up to speed on everything.
God, good luck.
Well, because I don't watch that crazy Loon Moon, so
I haven't watched her either, but she's just talking out of her ass. So
that's what I've heard and what I've seen. So we'll see.
Spit spot, everybody. Spit spot.
Yeah, spit spot, guys. Spit spot.